Hey Bob, we're gonna try to chug this along. I got stuff to do later today.
What plans?
Star Wars movie's coming out today. I'm gonna be watching it like a little bit later this afternoon.
Gonna dress up?
I not really. I could have like dressed up, but nah. I got my boxers though. I got my Star Wars boxers.
Hey, share that with the audience.
No.
Come on.
Maybe they'll just have to see. Hey, it's Soul. It's December 15, 2017. This is Warcraft Weekly. That is Bob.
Hey.
And let's get started with the show, shall we? How was your week, everybody? I was doing all right this week. Our raid team did a pretty banging good job this week. I know we're not the best team out there, but we did get normal done in less than one night, and we got a little bit of heroic stuff done. And then on our second raid day, we got even more progression done with only 10 people. Kind of takes you back, right? But I'm starting to get the feel that some of the pugs and some of the other higher end guilds, which is like everybody, kind of how they're getting the feel of, well, you know what, maybe Antaurus is a little bit too easy. And maybe it is, but should we care? I guess I'm going to kind of hold off on my thoughts on that, at least until we're at like month 9 of this raid and no Biffa yet. Or at least I'm not going to try to jump to conclusions, even though it's like super easy to jump to those conclusions, like, 10 months of this, 13 months of that. As for what that might mean for you folks over at home, on the toilet, in the car, maybe once we have this thing on farm, and maybe once we try to do mythic stuff, and then we, gloriously fail at it, then we'll do a lot more community runs where everyone is invited. Overall, though, good week, very busy week, but of course, I'd love to hear from all of you. How was your week? Share your wins and losses and all the cool things that had happened to you either in WoW or in the 3D world. I do not have a featured YouTuber for this week. I know that there are some of you that had submitted a couple of names. Some of them are repeats because I regularly do this, but I don't have one ready for you. I haven't had a chance to really take a look at all the comments from last week, and I apologize for that. I could like half-ass it.
Yeah, but you all...
Shut up. But no, I want to take an actual look at some of these channels and see if they're the kind of thing that I think should be shared with everyone else, to help promote community building and all that in the World of Warcraft community space. In the meantime, though, I just want to share something cool that I ran into from a gentleman named Bryan Link. Just right there's a picture of... How should I pronounce it, huh? Ysera, Ysera. One of those things was right, so I should be okay. But it's not just a drawing, it's an entire 3D mock-up. It's not movable, but you can kind of spin it around all fancy-like. So I encourage you, take a look at the link below, check it out. It is really cool. And of course, if you know of any WoW YouTubers that you think should be promoted, and I'm talking about one with 10,000 or fewer subscribers, send them my way, let me know, and I'll try to feature them. I said earlier that sometimes I get repeats. Maybe I'll have like a list set up of all the YouTubers that I've featured over the course of time. And I don't mind getting repeats. That at least tells me, hey, maybe they're getting a little bit of growth and all that, and that's really awesome. But just keep sending them over and I'll take a look, alright? Okay. A little bit of news that dropped just shortly after I uploaded my weekly from last week. Celestalon from Blizzard, who was in charge of mostly like balance fixes and whatnot, he left for the Hearthstone team. Celestalon is a pretty controversial figure in the World of Warcraft designer space, in that we know his name, and because of that, he is the face of WoW, and everything is his and Holinka's fault. And of course, now that he's moved on, everything's gonna be fine, and suddenly everything is classic WoW. Actually, this might be a broken record, but it doesn't really matter that much. Now, not to say that Celestalon, who is an apparent hair dye extraordinaire, did not leave some sort of lasting impact on the World of Warcraft. At the same time, though, damn, dude, guys, ladies, he's not the czar of WoW, it's not like, he's not like freaking the puppet master that's been manipulating all the balance changes that have been going on. He's just, just kind of like Greg Street. He was communicating a lot of these things. And, maybe there were certain pet projects that he was in charge of, but it's not like everything went through him. Well, probably not everything went through him. He's just one guy whose fake name we happen to know. I'm sure that the next guy or girl that rears their head and announces themselves as, oh yeah, I'm going to be talking about such and such, all of a sudden they're going to be in charge of everything WoW, and, everything bad that happens is all their fault. As a final note, Celestalon, congratulations, and best of luck over with the Hearthstone team. The world first race for Antaurus, the Burning Throne, is over. Method 1 because no shit. Exorcist got second because no shit. And as of this recording, that's it because, well, because that's just what it is, alright? Now, we don't have quite enough kills to get all the fight footage and to get into like a really deep analysis as to just what it took in order to bring this raid down, except for the curious thing was that Method had 3 tanks, and I haven't looked at it at the team comp that Exorcist used, but I'll be looking forward to at least mentioning that in the coming days and weeks. Limits. Man... Now you might have heard, because this actually went on mainstream gaming news, that Limit, they had a little bit of controversy. Typical, right? This time it turned out that one of the healers was DDoSing other healers so that this person could get the spot. What? I get that being the top US guild at least still does mean something, because you might still be the top US guild, but man, is it really worth burning so many bridges to just get a spot, just to get maybe 3rd place. So the way this guy did it, he sent a link to some of these healers, and apparently they clicked it because guildmates, you know, I guess to a certain extent you trust each other, right? One of the people clicks on this link and all of a sudden they're DDoSed, like they lose connection, they just can't get in. And then all of a sudden he jumps into the rescue like,
Hark, I am here to help heal your raid.
And then, you know, they still kept dying and wiping and stuff. But eventually this dude gets caught. And now that's like as black sheep as you can get, man. I know this is a weird way to relate to it, but when it comes to the whole community thing, like, oh man, you know, WoW's community sucks. You know, you could just join any group you want and not care because Cross-Realm, CRZ, it's garbage, whatever, go classic. Yeah, do what this guy did and then see what happens, alright? See what happens when you freaking, that's like almost criminal, like come on. So something that happened on Tuesday during our raid stream, we killed the last boss, we get that little Pantheon Trinket upgrade thingamajigger. When I got this second upgrade thing, and this is kind of tragic, like it didn't even stack. I was like, son of a bitch, what if I don't get this thing for a long time? Anyway, that thing was hot fixed. But the thing I want to bitch about for like just a second is that whole Aman'thul's vision, where Ian had said earlier, hey, you know what, you're just gonna have to wait. You're just gonna have to wait and see just how it's going to drop. We want to give you some surprise and yada 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 yada. So anyway, turns out the surprise is nothing special. I was hoping that this thing would have dropped like gangbusters, like everyone would have gotten it, or it would have been something goofy, like, you know, Khadgar swoops down and he's like,
champions, here's Aman'thul's vision. It's an actual eyeball.
And we're like, oh, okay. But no, it's just another rare drop that might fall under you know, legendary drop rate, you know, bad luck protect, that kind of shit. And I'm sorry, but that seemed like a pretty ineffective delivery. It's like, okay, if you want us to surprise us, if you want us to feel like we're gonna be surprised, surprise us in a way that we don't expect, not the method that we've been experiencing for the past year and some change.
Aren't you just bitches because you don't have the legendary yet?
Yes, but you know, it'll come. It'll come. It's just gonna take a while. Kind of like Concordance here. Oh god, I'm glad it's going to be gone. Meanwhile, a new build for the 7.35 patch, otherwise known as the biggest little patch to ever grace WoW ever since we started doing these little 0.5 patch things. The primary focus is once again on the leveling experience, the whole level revamp that's happening to pretty much all of WoW. More specifically, it's on professions, which is kind of a curious thing. I mean, you have enchanting, which is going to have like a more unified reagent in order to just kind of smooth out how you're going to level up enchanting when you're in a level scaled world. And, you know, these days, of course, you're going to disenchant certain level stuff, and it would do weird things, right? It would be like, in order for you to unlock, you know, the level 30-ish essence, you have to like lock your level to level 30 and then farm a bunch of stuff and then get those mats and then sell that or create things. That's kind of stupid. So obviously they're doing away with that and creating a more unified system, just like how it is with current expansion stuff, where you just have like 1, maybe 2 reagents to work with, and like that's it. They're also calling to everyone to keep testing. I've been doing it myself, although I'm like way behind. There are certain zones in later expansions that Blizzard wants us to test, and I'm still like in the Ghostlands. So, well, I guess I'm gonna keep kind of trucking along and keep giving feedback. But the one thing that I have, and I already submitted a bug for this, or submitted something for this, is with regards to the command board that you get. There's going to be a command board dotted all over the world that'll help guide you from place to place. When you click on it, similar to choosing an artifact, you choose one of 3 places to go level in case you run out of quests to do in your immediate area. The one bit of feedback that I have on that is that those areas, like your selections, change when you open it depending on what your level is and what you have access to. The way I see it, I think the cool thing would be, instead of showing just 3 of the most recent stuff that you can get access to, you should be able to just click an arrow and look at previous things that you had unlocked too, in case you just feel like going back. On top of that, on Tuesday from 2 to 4 p.m, Blizzard is going to test the Seething Shore Battleground. So you can go down and play with them, and we can give some feedback and check out what the heck this Battleground's all about. There's a lot more stuff, like small features that had come in this build, including some spoilery stuff that I'm not going to be talking about until until we get closer to this patch. One bit of controversy that came in is a change or an addition to the Concordance of the Legion Fall proc. Right now there are 50 ranks, and in this build they added 50 more.
Damn.
So according to Wahhead, the rank 100 thing for Concordance of the Legion Fall will increase your primary stat by 53,000 for 10 seconds. What the fuck? Not only that, but what's it gonna take to get to that level, right? So I'm gonna feel pretty bad when that new survival guide comes out, and well, here's a possible preview. Welcome to the World of Warcraft Survival Guide for patch 735, the biggest little patch since we started doing these 0.5 things. I'm Fermi Jeezel, and if you're not interested in our new battleground, our revamped level experience, or the new story developments coming between Legion and Battle for Azeroth, boy do we have a treat for you. So the question is why? Why are they adding 50 more freaking ranks to this proc? My guess is that they kind of anticipated this, but at the same time they were just kind of, monitoring and taking a look at just the pace of how we're progressing with our artifact weapons, and they probably redid their projections and decided, hey, you know what? Yeah, we're definitely going to get people to max out on their artifact stuff within this certain time threshold, so we're going to get a lot of people that are going to feel kind of awkward about just vendoring a whole bunch of AP. The question now is, and maybe I lost track of this, are they going to increase artifact knowledge in 735? Part of me thinks yes, because they've been doing stuff like that. They add more ranks, or they add more points, possible points to get, then they'll add more knowledge ranks. But on the flip side though, I'm like, well, why should they? The way I see it, this rank 100 thing is like a super unrealistic rank to hit, although I know people are going to be trying to hit it anyway. By increasing the knowledge levels, you increase the hope of being able to get to this 100 rank. So I say screw hope, screw hope. Just give up, okay? Relax, level the way that you want to. The Mythic World First race is over. At this point, it's just the curiosity to see how stupid this can get. And finally, really quick, my prediction on when 735 is going to come out. I'm going to say January 9th or the 16th. One of those days. Now, I'm kind of pulling this out of my ass, but I'm basing this mostly on the fact that we see a Silithid kind of mount in the PTR, and at the same time, the Call of the Scarab event is going to be active later in the month. So we'll see. I could be wrong, I probably am wrong, and I mean, hell, we don't even know exactly what's in the 735 patch anyway, with regards to allied races and all that, so we'll just have to see when it comes. And that's the show. Bob, I'm sorry, man. I didn't give you a lot of airtime, dude.
I think we should start talking about an actual salary here.
I don't know about that, but maybe I'll let you sleep inside. So I want to thank everyone for watching, all the new people and new subscribers that have visited the channel, and to our newest patron, BJ, thank you very, very much for your contribution. Being a patron for my channel is one of the coolest things that you can possibly do for me. That and just lavishing me with praise. That sort of generosity doesn't just help the channel thrive, it keeps the lights on. So if you'd like to be a patron, check out the link below or at the end of this video, but of course I encourage all of you to support me the best way that you know how. I want to thank you all once again for coming and letting me be a short part of your day. Next week, expect more videos, more streams, maybe with a little bit of a holiday spirit, and all things World of Warcraft. Until then, stay safe, stay happy, and stay breezy.